Would you mind if you don't ignore me, Mr. James?
With a splash, I had water from a cup poured over my head. It was really awkward. The way she spoke was polite, but the one who splashed the water on me was this girl, Karen. She's an honor student who graduated from Harvard University, but she has a bad personality. So, I had to say something. My name is James Miller, 34 years old. Today is the high school reunion. The high school days were truly enjoyable. I had like-minded friends, and all the teachers were good people. That's why, after graduating from this high school, I couldn't go to college. My family was poor. We weren't so poor that we couldn't eat enough meals every day, but I had to work after graduating from high school. My grades weren't bad, but I didn't really like studying that much. I gave up going to college because I wanted to at least make things a little bit easier for my parents, who were working every day. Luckily, I could join a small company in a town at that time. It was lucky because back then, the US society was in a severe employment situation. And even if I graduated from a famous university, I couldn't get decent jobs and was just working part-time. My friends who graduated from college were also struggling to get job offers. So, being able to join a small company was really fortunate. After getting used to my job, I decided to get married. Now, I have a little daughter.
James, introduce us to your wife next time.
You're too drunk too much, idiot.
Who cares?
I was being bothered by my friends, but I never found it annoying. Everyone gets along well. Both the guys and the girls, we had a good class. Except for one person. The reunion banquet was at a small pub. A girl made a late appearance there.
Sorry for the wait, everyone.
The one who came into the pub cheerfully was Karen. Immediately, the atmosphere of the reunion changed.
It's Karen.
So she came.
Seeing the men whispering, Karen didn't seem pleased. However, the moment she spotted me, Karen took the seat next to mine.
Oh, it's Mr. High School Grad.
As soon as she opened her mouth, Karen called me that loudly. I turned my face away, trying to avoid her as much as possible. During high school period, I was used by this Karen. She said, "Show me your homework, borrow me your notebook." She was always bothering me with something. I didn't have a good image of Karen back then, and it seems she hasn't changed since graduation. I heard Karen graduated from Harvard University. After high school graduation, I got a job. On the other hand, Karen pursued further studies, so those were truly polar opposites. I resisted getting involved with Karen as much as possible. Then, suddenly, I was drenched with the water from the cup I was holding, and the atmosphere became dead silent.
Would you mind if you don't ignore me, Mr. James?
Her words were polite, but Karen is the one who splashed the water on me. She's an honor student who graduated from Harvard University, but she has a bad personality. So, I had to say something. You might be a top student, but it seems you don't understand people's feelings.
What? You ignore me and say such a thing? How rude.
Karen sounds angry, but her demeanor was laughing. I disliked Karen more than anyone.
So you graduated high school and got a job, right? How's the earnings?
Fair enough, I guess.
Right, because you're just a high school grad, right? No way you are making big bucks.
Karen mocks me tremendously. I was pondering how to respond. Eventually, the conversations at the reunion came back to life. Voices were heard here and there.
Come on, tell me, where did you end up working?
She seems to have locked on to me, and Karen intensively started talking to me. I thought it would be odd to ignore her and replied while wiping my wet hair and clothes with a napkin. My workplace is where no one throws water like you.
Oh no, are you mad? It was just a little prank.
There's a limit to pranks, Karen.
Oh no, it's such an embarrassing time. Despite being low educated, I can't believe it. I graduated from Harvard University, you know. Unlike you, I've graduated from the top university in the world. I can't see your respect. Oh, by the way, do you want me to tutor you?
Sorry for being low educated. I tried my best not to get angry. I told myself that she's not even worth responding to, because I am. The reunion was progressing individually. Just because Karen was pestering me, the surrounding people ignored Karen and me and were making a racket. Everyone is happily conversing. I'm jealous. I wish Karen would go to someone else soon. However, Karen doesn't move. She looks at me and laughs.
Hey, so where did you end up working? It's not a loss or anything. So tell me.
A small town factory. I told the truth without lying. With that, Karen burst into boisterous laughter.
Wow, seriously, that's why it must be tough being a high school grad. Having no degree is like having nothing. Poor thing? Hey, should I marry you? But you're underqualified.
Karen is increasingly getting on my nerves. I seriously considered whether to splash the water in this glass on Karen, but I won't do such a thing. I'd rather die than be like her. Karen continues to be obnoxious. Her actions and words are not so much malicious as they are blatantly irritating.
Oh, you're married, James. Why?
Why? You don't care, don't you?
I was going to offer to marry you. And you're already married. You traitor. Absolutely unreliable. Your family is really poor, right? It must be tough with just a high school grad's income. So I guess your wife must be poor too.
I decided not to engage anymore. Being insulted about my beloved wife doesn't make me feel good. I maintained my silence afterward. Karen is saying something, but I pretend not to hear. People around occasionally look at Karen and me, giving me sympathetic looks. Many people say the eyes are the window to the soul, but I've never experienced such clear stares. Afterward, the reunion came to an end. The high school teacher from our time concluded the gathering, and the first party ended.
Let's go for the after party.
Where to?
How about some pool bars?
I was going to join such friends, but someone stood in a daunting stance to block me. It was Karen.
James, you don't want to be with me.
No, I don't. I just want to talk to my old friends, not you. However, oblivious to such a tense atmosphere, Karen continued.
I'm keeping you company. And you say I'm not enough. I can't believe it. I'm being your conversation partner because you have no friends. Isn't that returning a favor with ingratitude?
This is so annoying. Karen is troublesome. I was already screaming inside, just like I was bungee jumping. Then, Karen grabbed my arm.
Hey, seems like I'm drunk too much. So, let's go your house and talk till the morning.
I'm busy with work tomorrow. I can't deal with your selfishness anymore.
What the hell are you saying? You are so rude. I'm selfish. That's defamatory.
Anyway, I'm going home. Go to the after party with someone else.
Boo.
That moment, I looked at my cell phone. I had a text from my wife saying she was passing by and had come to pick me up. I took advantage of that. I'm going home anyway.
Wait, can I go with you? I want to see your house.
Honestly, I thought, why she's coming all the way to the house. If she comes to the house, she would likely ask to stay, so I made a displeased face. But who cares? My wife must have come by car. I headed to the nearby parking lot with Karen. At the parking lot, my wife had parked her luxury car and was standing outside, waiting for me. Mia, sorry, I'm late.
No, it's okay. Who's she?
I didn't want to, but I had to introduce Karen behind me. She is Karen, my classmate.
Oh, what? Why are you here? Hey, James, what is this about?
What? Karen was more frightened than ever. Seeing my wife, she was shivering. Then, my wife, Mia, spoke.
Oh my. Are you Karen?
I felt the uneasy atmosphere but remained silent anyway. Karen looked like she would burst into tears any moment.
So?
You embezzled my company's money, and now you try to lay your hands on my husband.
The usually mild-mannered Mia is unusually angry. I can't read between the lines. Then, Karen looked at me.
Hey, James, come on. Don't just watch. Help me.
Karen pleads like that, but I say nothing. Apparently, she got into some trouble with my wife. I don't know the details, but I remain silent.
Hey, James. Please help me.
My husband has nothing to do with this. Stop this nonsense.
Mia's scolding seems to have worked. Karen is silent. I get into our car parked in the parking lot. In the back seat, our sweetie is dozing in her child's seat. I waited in the back seat anyway, until the talk was over. The moment I was gone, Mia started her verbal attack, but rather than being mean, my wife's tone was more of scolding. I wondered what was happening. Soon, Karen started crying loudly and left somewhere. Without seeing her off, my wife took the driver's seat.
Seriously, that woman.
Mia, did something happen with Karen? You looked acquainted.
The Karen is a former employee of our company, and she embezzled the company's money and vanished. Her parents came crying, asking for a settlement. We settled, in the end.
Oh, I see. I sort of understood. The car Mia is driving starts moving. Mia's family owns a long-standing confectionery shop. If things were different, I would have been working in a small factory, might have become their adopted son-in-law, given it's such a respectable family. However, there's no need for that, as Mia has an elder brother who will take over the family. When I married Mia, I emphasized to my Phil how I had been working hard all my life. Mia's mother, my Mill, wasn't fond of me being from a poor background. But with Mia's support, thinking he's a sincere man, it will be fine, we somehow got married. Mia's family makes traditional sweets in a family-run business. Apparently, Karen worked part-time at Mia's confectionery shop before I married Mia. And Karen seems to have taken money from the shop now and then. She was stealing small amounts, so it wouldn't be noticed.
At first, I thought something was off, missing $1 here, 10 cents there, but since hiring Karen, 10, even $50 would be missing when closing the cash register. We decided in a family meeting to install security cameras in the store, and sure enough.
Oh, I see. Listening to Mia, I sort of understood. I knew well enough about Karen's kleptomania and her manipulative tears from high school. Mia continues while driving.
Of course, I initially thought it was just mistakes in giving change. But losing thousands, that's odd, right? We caught her red-handed on security footage, so I asked Karen. Then she started crying and kept insisting she didn't do it. So I got mad and contacted her mother, who was the reference on her resume. And then, both her parents begged to settle this without making it a legal matter. My family didn't want to make a scene by pressing charges either. So we settled on the condition of firing her.
Oh, I kinda get it.
Why think so?
'Cause Karen, despite having money in her wallet, had instances of shoplifting beauty products back in high school. So probably, if our classmates hear about this, they'd understand.
So, we basically hired a thief then.
Mia and I let out deep sighs. The car is stopped due to a traffic signal. Damn, as the saying goes, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But really, to go this far.
My dad was furious. Somehow, my mom calmed him down. But Karen smeared mud on our family name.
Oh yeah, your dad would be angry, definitely. Mia's father, even as the owner, is an artisan who makes the traditional sweets on the shop floor. He's been making them since he was a teenager, and his personality is the very definition of a stubborn old man. Maybe he could even be called artisan-like. If someone angered such a Phil, I would feel a little sympathetic towards Karen.
By the way, is your job going smoothly?
On my end, yeah. How about you, Mia?
If I mess up, I might get a whooping from Dad, so I'm managing.
I am working at a town factory, but the small town factory I belong to is a company that supplies even to major corporations, and I, myself, have climbed up from being an ordinary employee to a company executive. In other words, I'm like an essential cog in the company's machinery. My wife is married into my family, but still holds an important position in her family's traditional American pastry shop. Both Mia and I, we have busy days. Sometimes we have to ask my parents to take care of our daughter, but my parents are spoiling their first grandchild so much, and it's becoming a bit of a problem lately. I hope Karen learns her lesson with this.
Was she following you?
A bit? Well, it's all right now. I told Mia how disastrous the reunion was today. Then, Mia said,
Can I go a bit faster to de-stress?
"Please drive safely." Mia's personality changes when she drives, but once she steps out of the car, she goes back to her gentle nature. Then, my cell phone rang. It was an unknown number. However, due to my job, I receive calls from unregistered numbers often, so I answered the call. "Hello, this is James." Then, the person on the other end of the line was sobbing.
James, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
"What?"
I won't bother you again. Please tell your wife to forgive me. Please.
Receiving that call annoyed me a bit. Apologizing to my wife directly is one thing, but asking me to apologize on her behalf is another. It's probably not meant to be hostile, but it feels nothing but hostile. The person who should apologize is my wife, so I hung up and blocked the number. Probably, by now, Karen is crying a lot, but that's none of my business.
Was it from Karen?
She said, "Can you apologize on my behalf?" It doesn't make sense at all. She is over 30 already.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all. Hey, I'll speed up a bit more.
"Please, just drive safely. I don't want to die." And thus, the car carrying us sped through the night city,